Our world is weak. Our world is dying. Our world is suffering in the opposite way, not in the productive way. The world is weak and I am weak. Why did I voice crack? The world is weak and I am weak. So I'm going to go on a little rant for what's been going on for the past couple weeks, couple days. I don't know how long it's been since I posted that last video, but let me just get into it. I ran away from problems that I knew I could resolve because I chose not to face them. And I know for a lot of people, especially for me, when I watch videos, it's like a story, right? And then the story correlates to a lesson. Well, I just like going off a personal experience, you know? Like I don't want to retell a story from Mythic or, some Disney story. I don't know. I just like reminiscing on what I do and how I can learn from it. And, I kind of learned that a lot of people go through the same shit. And when they go through the same shit, they can relate to different problems or different perspectives of, you know, their own, whatever. And I like doing that. I like portraying stories of my own and how I can fix them. Maybe you can relate to some of my. Wow. Where is my water? What's going on? All right. But as I was saying, I like to do my own stories. I like to showcase my own faults, my own falls, because not only do I get to show you that, everybody has issues, right? I have issues, but it's for myself. I could always look back in this video and I could always just be like, all right, well, I'm going to something similar and I've got through it. Like I have proof that I've gone through it and I have my own advice to move forward with because I've learned that we always find these different alternatives, different sources for solutions of our problems. And in reality, it's all in us, Like you know exactly what to do. This is all inner work, you know. And I mean, the story I'm about to tell you is pretty much a correlation to that. Like I didn't look in. I was looking outward, and that brought me to a point where I just was completely gone, completely. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys get to kind of learn from my mistakes and learn a different. Sorry, that should be silenced. And learn a different approach to any problems that you might have. So, let me get into it. I had a pretty rough month of May. All of May was pretty rough. I got hit by a car. I got into a little accident. I started to plateau with a lot of my creativity, and I had a ton, and I mean a ton, of technical issues regarding my work and my product that I offer my clients, right? So what happened was my hard drive broke. Now, a hard drive, for the people who don't really, kind of touch on these things, I have an external hard drive that I keep everything in. Everything from work, from clients, from footage, everything's in that hard drive. And why didn't I make a backup? Why didn't I make a backup? I don't know. Maybe I was clueless into the fact that hard drives can break, and I didn't realize it. But it broke, and everything in it was client work, was my personal content, and many others. I I was in disbelief. I didn't like wow. Like I lost everything. And I had projects due that were in that hard drive. And in my head, I'm like, this whole month, this whole fucking month, it couldn't get worse. And it did. I lost everything. And I didn't know how to really handle that. I mean, I was calm. I didn't cry or nothing. But it took me to a place where I was like, what the fuck? I was mad. I was frustrated. I wasn't thinking logically, you know? And instead of really facing the problem, digesting it, and be like, okay, well, what can I do? I ran. I ran to an unknown valley far away from my course. Far away. Why did I run? Well, I did some reflection and I ran because I felt like a failure, you know? I felt like I just always fuck it up. Somehow, right? In my head, I'm like, that hard drive is indestructible. And somehow I fucked it up. I fucked it up completely. I fucked it up. That's what's playing in my head. And it was harsh. Like my head was screaming at me, you fucked up again. And you're always gonna fuck up. All right. While that was playing in my head, there was a problem. There was a problem that needed to be solved. And I was just stuck in a loop of just blaming myself and not looking at it as, okay, yeah, it broke. How can I fix it? How can I, move forward? Instead, I just stayed in the past. But that saying, I ran. And it took me a very long time to actually get into steps of how to fix my problem. And so I want to go do the process of getting the hard drive back, and that didn't really work out. So the next solution, which the next step was letting my clients know, hey, my hard drive broke and I lost a lot of the content that we filmed, a lot of the product that I was supposed to deliver to you. Now, I knew it was a conversation that was going to be hard. I mean, what kind of client wants to hear, hey, I lost all your shit? Nobody does. But it's a conversation that needs to be had between client and, the service provider, right? And I was too afraid. I was too scared to let them know that I fucked up. And all of May, it just felt like I just was in a downward spiral of just fucking up everything that I didn't want to face that. I didn't want to face the people that I was letting down, which I'm not. I'm not letting them down. Things happen, right? But the thing I didn't really process was, hey, there's always a solution to everything. Instead, I was just blaming myself. And I couldn't confront my problem. And I couldn't accept that, hey, things happen. forgive. Forgive Jerry. Forgive him. He tried his best with what he knew at the time. Yeah, maybe he fucked up now, but this is a learning opportunity. You learn. I didn't want to learn. I just wanted to do the right thing and do it. I don't want to do the right thing. I wanted to know that I was good enough to do the job and do it right. And doing it wrong was just my brain gathering evidence that, hey, Jerry, you're not good enough. You're not able to do this job. You're a fuck up. So I ran. I ghosted, which is never a good thing. When you don't let people know what's going on, it just snowballs into this thing that's worse than what it was in the beginning. I just couldn't face it. I couldn't. And that led to me jeopardizing a lot of relationships that I had. Even though these people I knew would understand, I didn't know why I got stuck. And for a whole maybe 3 weeks, I didn't do anything. Not a single touch of work. No growth. I was in my own pity, in my own sorrow, at home, rotting. And I couldn't understand why, I was getting messages like, hey, man, like, what's going on? Like, where's the project? And I look at the message and I just feel so much guilt and shame. I didn't want to text back because I just felt like these people deserve a better service provider. These people deserve a better product than what I'm offering, because I don't cut it. And I don't think I'm ever going to cut it. Right. And I felt so much shame that I didn't even want to put myself out there. I just wanted to hide in my little shell and hope that they would just forget me. And that puts me into the next part. Well, getting into, I guess, that solitude part that I was just pushing pretty much everyone away, I got depressed, which, it's not very surprising. But to the point where I really, really wanted to just delete myself. And I was planning it, like I was just looking at different things to do. Like I envisioned it. I saw different ways to do it, and it was scary, man. Like I don't think I ever had that experience where I really thought about it and felt the pain, like that was a scary experience. Because we all think about it, right? We all have a little thought like, depressed or whatever, like let me off myself. And usually those type of thoughts kind of go in and out, right? But I entertained it for a long time. And it got to the point where I wasn't going to do it, right? But I was like, little by little, just pushing myself a little closer to the edge. And I was a mess, man. I was a mess because I just kept running away from the thing that I was most scared of. And that was just confronting a problem that I caused, And I don't know what it is, man. I mean, when I was younger, I didn't like conflict. My parents are divorced, and the one thing that I wanted to do was to be happy. You know, like who doesn't want to be happy? But it was like there was always so much problems at home that I rather just bring good. I didn't want to bring bad news. I didn't want to come home and contribute to the bad things that are happening, right? So I think I brought that philosophy and that mindset into business, and it bit me in the ass. Business is about solving problems, not running away and wishing it would disappear, you know? And like, it's crazy how these things that we kind of overlook when we're younger and, you know, going through school and you know, all that shit, we bring it here. We bring it to the now and we don't even notice it. And, you know, that's why in the intro I said, this world is weak. I am weak. And I'm not saying it because I am weak. I'm not weak. I know I'm not weak. But I'm acting in a weak way. I'm acting in a way of a child. I'm acting in a way that resembles that I didn't grow up, that I didn't move past of whatever I experienced. I'm still the same person I was, you know, 13 years ago. And now, you know, talking about it and now living through it, I'm just like, holy shit. Like, you know what? I needed that. I needed to experience that shame in order to realize that I had an opportunity to grow and I didn't take it. And now here's another opportunity to grow because now I'm confronted with the consequences of not growing up. And life is going to be your biggest teacher. Not your teachers, not even your parents. Life is going to teach you, it's going to humble you. It's going to show you, hey man, like if you don't change, this isn't going to change. Michael Jackson said it. I forgot the quote, but it's like, you want to make a world a better place? Just look at yourself and make it change. You know? That's what he said. But yeah. And now, you know, I bring me to the second story. Just wait a little bit. The second story is I was doing breath work with GBS, the people who own this studio. Very amazing people, by the way. You should go check out their Instagram at givingbusinesssoul.com. Or I think it's just Giving Business Soul on Instagram. So please go check them out. They're awesome. We're doing breath work. It's like maybe 30 minutes to an hour long. And I had an experience where I got a memory back. And it was me in elementary with this competition, or, you know, I don't really recall it too much. It was either a competition or an assignment that we got from our teacher about pick a book, read it to its completion, and write a summary about it. And I knew that I could do hard shit and I could do it good. I know you could give me a challenge and I will do the best out of everyone. You know, like I'm competitive naturally. I am a competitive person. But when I got that assignment, I had an opportunity to pick a very hard book or a hard book, whatever, something that I haven't done before. You know what I did? Excuse me. Excuse me. Jesus. I picked scary stories. If you guys have been in a library or even lived in the United States, you know about scary stories. It's a whole it's like 8 to 10 to 20, I don't know, but it's very short scary stories that you read about, and they give like little pictures and illustrations about it. But I picked that book because it is the easiest book that I could find. And I read it to completion because why? It's just a bunch of small stories. And I wrote my summary about these. This book is about a recollection of a bunch of old stories that people tell from, different cultures, and they show pictures, right? I got an A on the assignment because, well, I did a pretty good summary on a very basic book, which wasn't very hard. And I went home with that award, and I just saw my mom's eyes glow up. She was proud, right, that I got that award, that I got a very high score on the assignment. And when I was looking at, or when I got that memory back, I wasn't looking at it from a first person view. I was looking at like if someone had a camera and that was filming me handing that award to my mom. And I saw myself, and I saw him with so much guilt and shame and like cowardness. I saw my mom just bright, but this kid, right, little Jerry, lied to her. Not only to her, but to himself, because he feels that he lied to get an award. He didn't try. He knew he was going to get the award and took the easiest route possible. He lied to himself and to the people around him. And when I got that memory back, I was still, I was closing my eyes, I was doing the breath work, and I got the memory. And instantly, I just broke into tears. I was just crying. Because for the first time, I'm not crying, there's something in my eye. For the first time, I had a recollection of a memory that made me realize, holy shit, that's a trauma that I never, ever realized I had. I half-assed it. When I know that I can do something great, that I could do a hard and do it well. And that correlated to a lot of stuff. I could go on and on about things that I've half-assed because I knew it was going to be easy, and I knew that other people were going to see me as a genius or a hard worker or the best. But I knew the route that I took was a route of a fraud. And that's why whenever I get these feelings of, hey, you're not enough, hey, you're this, you're that, it's all in correlation to because I think that I'm not 100% applying myself. So from that memory, from that breathwork session that I had, by the way, it's every Monday at 9. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link to it. It's every Monday. It's free. You go check it out if you want. If you don't want to, it's cool. But from there, I stopped half-assing things. I got to work. I got to eating right. I got to not half-assing my workouts, not half-assing my work, my creativity. If I'm going to work on a project that needs creativity, I am going to put 100% of my mind, my power, everything into that single thing. And I've been doing it for 2 weeks now. And I'm back. I'm back into myself, my flow state, I'm back to being Jerry, the real Jerry, the one that, you know, whatever amount of years ago, I'm back to the Jerry where he has an option to pick the hard book or the easy book. And now I'm picking that hard book. I'm like, fuck that. It's easy. And if I'm going to get an award, I want to know that, hey, I earned this shit. I'm getting the hard book. I'm getting the fucking Harry Potter. I'm getting the Goosebumps. Whatever the hard book was at that time, because I didn't really read too much, I'm picking that book. And I'm going to try my fucking hardest. If I get a C, if I get a B, if I get a D, but I tried my best, it doesn't fucking matter. And that's what's wrong with schools. You always get grade on everything. And, you know, maybe someone actually really tries and gets a C and they think, oh, I'm a fucking failure. No, you're not. As long as you tried your best. And that's a whole nother topic. School, in my opinion on school, it's a whole nother video, which I'll probably make later. But excuse me. That's what I'm saying. The world is weak. The world is too comfortable. We're taking the easy routes every single day. The world is weak, and so am I. Because we constantly chase comfort. We constantly chase what we know. And what we know so far is just how we grew up. You know? That's why a lot of people in really bad relationships stay, because that's all they know. You know, never heard of daddy issues or mommy issues. Like, these people, I mean, myself included, not that I have mommy issues, but I have issues that I just keep doing it over again. I keep repeating the same error because of what I experienced when I was younger. And, you know, talking with Francisco, talking with Annabelle, like, these people embrace the bad. They embrace it. They look back and they're like, you know what? Yeah, that was pretty fucked up. Maybe I didn't deserve that. And that is making me do this now. Well, let's fix it. Let me go back. Let me really understand and grasp what the fuck is going on here. From there, I can improve. That's exactly what I did. And when you have these recollections of memories or triggers or whatever, it's an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity to look back and be like, you know what? I'm breaking the cycle now. This ends now. Or you cannot. You could just ignore it. You could just keep doing the same thing. And most of the time it's because you're not aware that you're doing it. Right? That's being present. Oh, someone talks about, another example, right? I don't have the best relationship with my dad. Go figure. And let's say I start tearing up while someone's talking about their dad or dads in general. And, you know, that's a trigger. Like I just start, feeling a certain way, even though I don't want to. It's just, my body has a core memory of some trauma that I'm just experiencing now. I have an opportunity to grow. I could either really get into it, think about, okay, what the fuck is going on to my body, my brain, my heart? Why do I feel this pain? And get to the bottom of it, process it, and then move on. Or I can just cry. And then say, you know what, I don't want to talk about it. You know what, I don't, like, oh, it's okay, it's normal. It's what I do. I cry about it and I feel better later. I could start drinking alcohol. I could start smoking weed. I could start, distract myself with Instagram or women, in my regard, because I'm a male. I could do all that. and not actually grow and heal from it. It's an opportunity. And most of the time, we don't take those opportunities to grow. We don't take those opportunities into consideration. We don't take the opportunity, period. The door opens and we close it because we're too afraid of what's beyond that door. And that's exactly why I ran. I was too scared to go through it. I was like, no, man, close that fucking door. I'm not ready. You are ready. You are not going to get a problem you cannot handle. You can handle it. You're not going to die. It's all in here, you know. It's all in your head. It's all things you build up and you thinking that you can't move forward because of said thing, you know. Just because before you couldn't handle it doesn't mean you can't handle it now. You're grown. But yeah, that is pretty much all I wanted to get into. And not only to, you know, tell you guys about something, to tell myself about something, to really tell the story of my inadequacies of my own growth. And I mean, this feels fucking amazing. Like, that's why I like conversations like this. I like studios. I like video because you get to see, you know, you get to see that we're all connected, man. We're all going through some shit. And we all have different solutions. I mean, you don't have to take my advice. You don't. But the way I'm explaining it now is like the way I deal with things. So if I ever want to go back and I want to watch this video, hey, it's going to serve me wonderfully. So I'm just like, hey, I've been through that. I know exactly what to do. This Jerry knows exactly what to do. So if I ever feel like I get lost, yeah, I'll go back to Jerry. Not Trauma Jerry, not the Jerry from there. No, I'm going to Jerry, the man, the guy. And right now is the guy. Hello. So, yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think I love telling a story of my own personal experience and then really processing it. I'm processing it right now. I'm just like, holy shit, I can't believe I fucking ghosted my clients, you know, just because I was afraid of retaliation regarding their product. They have every right to, because I fucked up. And if I fuck up, I'm going to fix it. From now on, I'm not going to run. I'm going to face it. Chest up high, feet planted, my fucking fist ready. So, you know, little knee action. You know what I'm saying? No. But I think I'm gonna wrap this up because I did finish getting all the footage that I needed, and I don't want to stay here too long because I have a thing later today. So I want to thank you for taking your time to listen and, you know, come with me on this journey of self-development. And, you know, I appreciate you. And if you feel like, you know, you're going through some stuff right now, and which everybody is, just gonna let you know that you're gonna be okay and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna do it the best that it's ever been done. You know, just give yourself some time, give yourself some forgiveness and grace, and I promise you, you're gonna look back on the other side and you're just gonna be like, you're gonna laugh it off. You're gonna laugh. It's hilarious. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'm proud of you. Now, don't start crying now, but as a fellow human being going through its own journey. I am proud of you, and I hope that you continue this thing we call life and continue to grow as best you can. And if you're sad and if you're going through it, guess what? There's a yin and a yang. You have to have this in order to have that. Nothing is good or bad. It is just is. That's how the world works. So I will see when I film one of these again. I mean, whenever I have the studio again. I am going to buy one of these mics. They're a little bit expensive, but I'm going to just start. I like this. I like having a conversation with a camera. That sounds lonely. I like having a conversation with myself and other people. So maybe I could have another guest. I could ask Francisco, hey, let me rent out your studio, and I'm going to just chop it up with somebody that I find interesting, and I could ask a couple questions. So, yeah. Have a great life. Deuces.